Hey YouTube, I'm back with a Raw reaction video. Sorry I didn't make a Money in the Bank reaction video or the Raw before. Money in the Bank, I mean, it was okay. I wasn't too thrilled about Sheamus winning the Money in the Bank because I thought that was a complete waste, especially because, like, nobody even remembers his last title run. So, also the ladder match was super hype. Kevin Owens versus John Cena, major hype. So those were like the matches that I really wanted to see. Everything else kind of just like, okay, like let's just go on. Also, there wasn't that much into like build, I guess, and it's just like this pay-per-view is kind of like an extended version of Monday Night Raw, except for, of course, we got the Money in the Bank for like the title, whatever. And Bray Wyatt interferes, and now him and Roman Reigns are in this awesome, crazy feud. And of course, Dean Ambrose is out of the title picture because they reinstated Brock Lesnar last week. So, this week, Brock had to issue an apology to JBL and Michael Cole because, like, of what he did to them. He, like, literally destroyed them, like, a couple weeks ago. So that's why he was suspended. So basically, he came out with Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman was just like, go ahead, apologize. So he goes out to, like, the announcer table, and everybody was freaking out. You could just hear them saying, like, oh no, like, please don't, just, like, stop. So he shakes JBL's hand, so I was very surprised, like, with that. I was just like, oh, hey, he's shaking a guy's hand like a human being and not an animal. So he goes up to Michael Cole, and I was just like, this is going to be great. And it was great. He just noogies Michael Cole. He's just like, yeah, and he kind of just sits him down and pats him on the head, and I'm like, that's cute. So he goes back into the ring, and Paul Heyman, like, starts cutting this amazing, beautiful promo on Seth Rollins, how he's, like, slimy and stinky and all this dirty, like, words that, like, made him look like a cheater. So that was awesome. Match number 1, Dean Ambrose versus Kane. I know nobody wanted to see this, but we got it anyway. Kane dominated most of the match, which was dumb. I was just like, really? Like, Dean Ambrose was in, like, the title picture, and then all of a sudden he's, like, fighting Kane on Monday Night Raw. So, anyway, Dean Ambrose started getting, like he was coming back, he was fighting back, and then Seth Rollins comes out, and I was just like, huh? And, well, that ultimately distracted Dean Ambrose, and, well, Kane got him in a chokeslam, and he wins. He wins the match, and I was just like, you didn't need this win, but okay, whatever. Match number 2, Primetime Players versus The Ascension. Okay, I didn't really have to watch this match to know that The Ascension weren't gonna win. It was kind of a joke. It was very, very short-lived. So, the Primetime Players won. That's it. They're building up, like, their wins so they can fight against the New Day at Battleground. I'm assuming they are fighting at Battleground. I'm pretty sure they've announced it, but I just can't remember because I've just been overwhelmed with life right now. So, match number 3, Sheamus versus Roman Reigns. I honestly hate anything and everything that Sheamus is in because, like, I just don't find him entertaining, especially his new stupid gimmick with his mohawk, and he looks stupid. So, since Roman Reigns was in the match, I was just like, okay, let me watch this because I'm pretty sure there's going to be, like, some sort of Bray Wyatt interference, and there was. So, they started, like, fighting, like, in the ring. Eventually, it turned chaotic, and it spilled outside of the ring, and then all of a sudden, you see Bray Wyatt on the screen. And it looks like he's having a fantastic, fabulous little tea party in a dimly lit room, and it looks kind of creepy, so Roman was just like, oh no, my daughter. So he runs out, he gets counted out, he loses the match, Sheamus wins via countout. So he goes backstage, he's looking for Bray Wyatt like a crazy man, and he's just like, oh my god, like, where is this dude? He finds this little room, it's dimly lit, it looks like scary, spooky, creepy, everything under the sun, it just looks really weird. And written in blood, it says, anyone but you, liar. Okay, just kidding about the blood, but that would have been pretty cool, right? It looked like some sort of marker, and they had pictures of Roman all over the wall, and his eyes and mouth were, like, cut off, and it just looked creepy. I was just like, whoa, this is awesome, like, major hype. At first, I was kind of like iffy about this feud. Now I'm pretty stoked about it. This is amazing. It's creepy. It's bringing me back to when The Undertaker was like head of like the Ministry of Darkness, and he would do like sorts of crazy stuff, like sacrificing people to Satan and just weird demonic stuff. So this is good. This is amazing. Match number 4, Kofi Kingston versus Neville. So both are very known for like their high flyer style. So this was a pretty good match. We saw a lot of high spots, and Xavier Woods and Big E tried to like interfere and be a distraction, but that didn't work for Neville. He eventually was able to hit the red arrow on Kofi for the win. Match number 5, King Barrett versus Zack Ryder. I also didn't need to see this match to know that Zack Ryder was going to lose. If they really want King Barrett to be a relevant King of the Ring, they need to have him face, like, legitimate opponents. Like, I'm not saying that Ryder is a legitimate opponent, but it's because the way WWE has treated him for the past, like, 4 years, that it's just like, why? Like, why? Why are you going to just put him on TV just to lose? Like, to me, I feel like Ryder would benefit going back to NXT. Because, I mean, Tyson Kidd was a nobody. He went back to NXT, and he became a somebody. So, maybe if he goes back to NXT and like builds up, or somebody in the WWE changes their mind about Ryder and he just starts winning matches, like maybe he will be like a legitimate opponent. But as of right now, like, I'm sorry, man. Like, he was one of my favorites. It really makes me sad to see like how like far down he's gone, and it's just like, man, it sucks. Okay, so Raw turns Rosetta Stone. So John Cena cuts a promo on Kevin Owens, and he just adjusts of like their battles and everything that they've gone through. Eventually, he says that he's going to put his U.S. title on the line with Kevin Owens, and I was just like, OMG, this is going to be awesome, blah, blah, blah. Kevin Owens comes out, and he's just like, normally his mic work is very good, but all of a sudden he just started talking French, and I think it would have been cool if it would have only been him like speaking in French. But then, of course, John Cena has to one-up everybody, and he starts speaking French. He starts speaking like Mandarin Chinese, and then he just starts going back to English, and I'm like, what is this? Like, okay. Like, I mean, their past promos together have been great, but this one was kind of like, it was okay. It didn't live up to my, like, expectation. Well, anyway. Match number 6, the Bellas versus Naomi and Tamina. Alicia Fox was in the Bellas' corner, so it ended way too quick. It was so sad. I was just like, oh, okay, what was the point in that? I mean, Kevin Owens and John Cena had, like, a long enough, like, promo, and, like, the Divas had, like, 2 minutes again, so I'm just like, okay, so this did not build anything. It's just another win for Nikki Bella, so she's getting closer to the record title reign. I don't think anybody has, like, really, like, mentioned it. I mean, AJ had the longest title reign of, like, 200 and I believe 96 days. And I think Nikki Bella is past 200, but I'm not sure where at 200. Well, anyway, it was so short, it doesn't even matter. She wins with a rack attack on Naomi. Match number 7, Mark Henry versus Ryback. I was getting kind of nervous because Big Show was at ringside. He was at the announcer table playing cheerleader for, of course, Mark Henry. I don't know when they became boys, but apparently they're boys now. They're friends. So I was getting nervous because I was pretty sure that Big Show was going to interfere or something. No. Ryback hits this clothesline and he gets to the top rope. I'm like, Ryback, what are you doing? You're a big dude. Like, you don't belong on the top rope at all whatsoever. And he just flies off. I was just like, that was cool. I've never seen him do like anything like that. So I was just like, huh, this is awesome. Match number 8, Dolph Ziggler versus Adam Rose. So honestly, I don't even know why they put this match, but they put this match at the end. Adam Rose was just like, I'll show you what love is. And he like kisses Rosa Mendes, and I was just like, okay, like, you have a relationship. Dolph has a relationship too. So I guess they're just poking fun at Dolph and Lana, and all they do is like make out and stuff, but whatever, like, who cares? So eventually they start fighting, and Dolph hits him with like a super kick, and he wins. And of course Rusev is being weirdo, watching in the back, going crazy, and then Summer Rae comes out and she's just like, Lana's not worth it, and gives him like his crutch back, and I'm like, that's awkward and weird, but whatever. We'll see how that turns out. I'm pretty sure they'll just forget about it next weekend. Like, it'll be done with. Main event. Well, it's not really the main event. It's Seth's apology. So pretty much all night he was trying to win J&J Security and Kane back. He tried to apologize to them. He gave J&J coffee. So that didn't work. He gives Stephanie and Triple H, aka Mom and Dad. He was just like, Mom and Dad, J&J don't love me anymore. Uncle Kane hates me. And it's just like, well, Seth, you kind of burned your bridges with them. You did all this harm to your relationship with these people. Like, you should apologize to them. So he was just like, can you talk to them? And they're like, fine, whatever. So they talked to J&J and Kane, and they're like, hey, just hear him out, whatever. So Seth comes out, and he was just like, hey guys, can you please like come out? J&J come out with Kane. They go to the ring, and Seth was just like, I'm sorry, I just don't want you on my side because Brock is back. I want you on my side because we're a family. We should like be together again, and I'm sorry for everything that I've done. So Brock comes out before they could even say anything. They didn't say anything. Brock comes out, and he kind of comes to the ring. And then once he gets like on the apron, J&J and Kane kind of just like, boop, they go through the ropes, and they're just like, whatever, man. And Seth was just like, oh my god, this is scary. He gets German suplexed. Somewhere in there, like, Kane interferes. I know somewhere in there one of the Jays gets hurt because Brock threw him into like a barricade. Apparently he has 3 broken ribs. I don't know how accurate that is because WWE has been very quiet about Tyson Kidd's injury. So I don't know if this is just a work or if this is like legitimate, like they got his permission. Like, oh yeah, say that I have 3 broken ribs. So I don't know how legitimate that is. So eventually Kane gets Brock into a chokeslam. They hit him with a chair. They did all sorts of destruction on Brock Lesnar. So I thought it was kind of like cool, but at the same time I'm just like, Brock's a beast. But then again, it was like 3-on-1. Technically 4-on-1, but one of them got hurt, so it was 3-on-1. And they kind of just like beat him down, and I was just like, whoa, man, like Battleground. I need to see this match at Battleground. Okay, so those are my thoughts on Monday Night Raw. So hopefully next week I'll come back with another video. So peace out. Have a good week.